All right, so I was having issues with certain people and whatnot, and what's happening and everything. But like I said, man, I was thrown into it. You know what I mean? I was just thrown into these New York. It's like they just threw me into New York City, and honestly, man, like a guy like me, no connections, no money, no nothing but just his own mind and his body, and that's it. A guy literally from nothing. I always tell people, there's people who glorify Scarface. I say, do not glorify that movie Scarface, man. Al Pacino should have never done Scarface. He should have never done Carlito's Way. He should have gone on to roles that were like The Godfather. Okay, he should have never done those movies. Scarface is not a real movie, for God's sakes. You're not like a mean killer in a jail in Cuba, and now you're in Miami, and then you work your way up to it. It does not work like that. Now I could break that story, and I've done this. I could tell you that story from a different perspective that would actually make sense, but I'm not gonna get into that now. But dude, do not try it. Me, I had no fucking choice. I had no choice because the thing was, I could say I had a choice, but I've been fucked with at that. I was getting fucked with a lot. People were calling me weak, calling me out, saying that all I knew how to do was fuck dudes' girlfriends and fuck their bitches, and that I was a pussy and all this shit. So I was like, okay. How do I so I got into a few fights here and there. I got into a few some guys would punk out. Some guys would get scared and punk out, and then I would find a dude that I get into fights here and there with guys who were like, who I thought were pretty mean and strong. So I get into fights with guys like this, and then and that wasn't good. That didn't do shit for me. Even that was like, fuck you. I had to go and I was like, man, I'm gonna rob a motherfucking bank. It's like I just instinctually knew that, like, I'm in New York right now. I got those New York vibes, nigga. Dude, it's time to rob a bank, man. Go to jail 3 weeks. Your first 3 weeks in jail, you're just getting into problems all the time. You know what I mean? Even when you're chilling out and shit, it's crazy. And then all this time that I spent, it was really fucked up. All those years after, and and I don't know how I really don't know how this Dubai vibe came in, how this Dubai transition happened. That I don't really understand, because if I was really to give you an answer, I'd say that I got to the point where nobody wanted to fuck with me, and it was like where New York couldn't hold me anymore. You know what I mean? Nobody could fuck with me in New York, and New York City was like, dude, we can't hold this guy anymore. Send him to fucking Dubai. You know what I mean? Send this guy to Dubai. And Dubai is just like it's just bullshit. You know what I mean? What is a guy like me gonna do in Dubai? That's what they told me. The first thing, one of the first things these Emirati guys told me in Dubai was, dude, who do you know here? I'm like, dude, I don't know anybody. What are you doing in Dubai, man? If you don't know anybody, man, go back to fucking Canada, man. And then and I'm not gonna get into all their details, but that's what they were saying, dude. Well, if you don't know anybody, what's the point of being in Dubai, man? You know what I mean? And there was nothing happening for me in Dubai, but like I still had that Dubai vibe. You know what I mean? And I was hopeful. Like I thought that they would help me out and that they would come through for me, but they didn't. They never did. They never came through for me. They kept me down. They wanted to keep me down. You know what I mean? Like, I saw the type of dudes that they were associating me with. They basically thought I was a bum. Like, a good-for-nothing street bum. You know what I mean? Any guy that was associating with me, they'd say, oh, he's just a really, whatever he is, but he's just a bum. And this guy's a bum. All his buddies are bums, and he's a motherfucking bum. And that's how I got treated in Dubai, like a fucking bum, because I didn't have money and connections, so I wasn't gonna get treated good there. No way. New York sent me to Dubai, man. There was nothing for me in Dubai. Now, am I still in Dubai? Hell fucking no. I want to go back to my native. I want to get those native land vibes. I'm not talking about native reserve. I'm talking about Europe, motherfucker. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the old Latin, the fucking, like I want to get those old Latin vibes in today's day. That's what I want. I want my homeland. I want to be me. You know what I mean? I want to be who I really am, who I genuinely am. Not play for some team just because I'm paid to play for some team. I'm not gonna play for a team just because I'm paid for it. I'm not leaving my home. I'm not leaving my native land. You know what I mean? I spent years in foreign land, so why the fuck wouldn't I spend some time in my own home and native land and get some real Latin vibes? So do I have anything? You know what? There's nothing else to say. I summed that shit up. I totally summed it up. You know, I mean, I managed to basically like, you know, do what they didn't think I could. You know what I mean? I managed to get them to forfeit, send me to Dubai, and how did so if you ask me how did the Dubai thing crash? I think it was just meant to crash, man. Dubai was not gonna hold me. I talk about this, you know, end of December after the Christmas holidays. It's almost this like getting a presence, you know, starting to grow, starting to change, starting to move forward rather than look back. And I think that actually bothered them. You know, when you have somebody who doesn't have a presence, you don't even care. You know, when a guy has a real presence and you see what he's like, once they see what I'm like, it's like, dude, fuck this guy. Send him the fuck out of here. We don't want him in Dubai. You know what I mean? It's like, where the fuck do I go? Okay, you know, am I going to get Paris vibes? Paris is not really liking me either. So what the fuck am I going to do? Fuck all this shit. I'm all about being Latin, man. I don't give a fuck, man, because Latin people can go to different places. Latin people have homelands everywhere. There's many countries that have a Latin origin. So I don't give a fuck, man. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be all about that Latin shit, man. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I got nothing else to say. You know what I mean? I got nothing else to say. So anyways, this video is done. And it is what it is, right? Because it's done.